This is Savannah Hernandez for Action 7 News. I am currently in Washington, D.C. for the Women's March. And as you can see behind me, there are already hundreds of women here to march for women's rights, march together in solidarity. Now, I'm here today to talk about an issue that is very, very important to me, and that's the transgender movement and apparently the fact that men can now have periods. Now, I was talking to one of my friends early this morning, and I want to first, before I start out this report, say I'm not transphobic, I'm not against the LGBTQ community at all, but I would like to point out that only women can get periods, and that's what I'm here to protest today. I'm here to protest the unique struggle to each and every woman, and that is periods, childbirth, pregnancy. These are experiences that are unique to women, so I have my sign here today that says only women can get pregnant, or only women can get periods. Only women can get pregnant too, though, folks. So we're going to go and ask people about our sign, ask people about this statement, and what they think about it here today. I'm asking women today what they think about this statement.
Sure.
Only women can get periods.
Well, I think it's a little bit non-inclusive of people who are non-binary.
I am a woman. I was not born a woman. Saying that only women can get periods, men cannot get periods, it excludes a lot of people from your movement.
Okay, so biologically, if you're born as a man, that means that you don't know the
I wasn't
personal...
born as a man, I was born as a baby who was a boy.
Okay, look, we're not talking about your gender identity. We're talking about sex right now. I'm just saying that exclusively you'll never know what a period feels like and the pain that comes along with it, or childbirth or pregnancy. I'm not trying to diminish your experience, but I do think that this is a struggle that's exclusive to women that we cannot let men diminish. Biological men cannot get pregnant. Biological men cannot get periods. Why are you flipping me off, sir?
I have had periods before. And I can give birth, and I do have an IUD, so I disagree.
So biologically you're a woman?
Biologically, however, I take hormones to not be. So no, the thing you're miscommunicating, there's a difference between sex and gender. If you look it up, you can find that anywhere. Sex, yes. Sex, only people with the female sex can have birth, give periods, but that does not make them a woman.
So, you're a transgender man, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, my thing is if you're taking testosterone, correct?
Yes.
So, won't the testosterone take your period away eventually? And if you're trying to become a man, why are you trying to claim something that's exclusive to women, again, period?
Because the thing is, yes, I won't have periods, but again, not all trans men have access to testosterone.
Only women can get periods. What do you think?
Of course. And they deserve the right to control their own bodies. Only men are making these decisions. I say we castrate them all.
What do you think about the men who say they can get periods?
They're idiots.
I mean, I agree, it's factual,
How come?
because the reproductive system, women get periods, men can't, and I don't think that men should have any say in that.
Anyone who has a period has a period.
Right. So, if you biologically have a penis, can you get a period?
I'm not answering that question.
I agree.
I agree. That's biology.
Trans women are still women, period.
Okay, but biologically they're male, correct?
No. I think it's an accurate statement.
Inaccurate?
No, it's an accurate statement.
Accurate?
Yeah,
Why do you think it's accurate?
because it's true.
Yeah, it's not accurate.
Can you guys explain to me your viewpoint on the statement, why it's not accurate?
Well, anyone who has a uterus can have a period. Not all uterus havers are women.
What are they?
Well, I guess not gender, like not born as women, but wait, no. Sorry. I'm like, it's been a long day.
Ladies, what do you guys think about this phrase, only women can have periods?
That is
No?
not true. That's transphobic.
I think it's accurate. I support it. I think.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
sure thing. Yeah.
Men cannot give birth, men cannot get pregnant, and men cannot get periods. These are struggles exclusive to women.
True.
Yeah?
Yeah, but have you ever been kicked in the nuts? I thought not.
All right, that's a struggle exclusive to you, sir. I don't have balls, so I don't know.
Yeah, it sucks. But I hear childbirth is actually more painful. But women also have a higher pain tolerance
Interesting.
It's like evolutionary design, so they can deal with that.
So I've been talking to some of the other younger women here, and a lot of them say that this is a really exclusive statement. What do you guys think about that?
I'm a biologist, and it doesn't seem very controversial to me.
Right, a lot, yeah.
Yeah, there's no issue about that. Men cannot biologically bear children, and they can't menstruate. They don't have wombs, they don't have ovaries. I have a trans daughter, and she would never presume to say that she could have a period. I mean, it's silly.
So I've been wanting to do some research into this as well, but if you do transition from a man into a woman, is there any point in your life where you can get a period?
Of course not.
Not at all, no, like
I'm a
hormone therapy,
biologist.
anything that you
I'm a
can do?
biologist. No.
I mean, men can give birth if they were born a female. They still got the parts. If they identify as a male, but they still have the female anatomy, then they still can get pregnant. They can still have periods. They still have to go through the same struggles that women do. They just identify as a male.
So I've been talking with a lot of people today, and I'll march with you guys. They've been telling me that men can get pregnant, men can give birth, men can have periods. What do y'all think about those statements? Because I feel like it takes away from our personal struggle as women.
Yeah, it's false. They don't have uteruses.
Right.
Yeah, you don't have to be born a woman to be born with a uterus. So I want to be better at answering this question, I promise, but it doesn't matter if you identify as a man or a woman. It depends if biologically you have a uterus and you're capable of conceiving a child.
So like scientifically, if you're born with a penis, you can't have a period, right?
I think we're just going to have to say that I disagree. If you don't want to respect trans men, that's going to be on you. But I appreciate this conversation we had today, but I have to keep going.
Okay. But biologically, if you have a penis, you can't have a period, right?
Biologically, if you have a penis, you can have a period, but not all men have penises because there are trans men.
It's trendy right now. I think it's counterproductive. I think it's actually offensive to other women who do have periods and things like that, to have others pretend and try to get equal, well, not equal, but rights and seen as women. I just disagree.
The whole reason why I'm out here at this today is because in the UK, they wrote an article, transgender man gives birth to baby, which again, everyone can do whatever they want. But the thing that made me upset about that is he said that the pregnancy didn't challenge him as a man. And that frustrates me, because why are we now allowing men into the struggles that are exclusively for women? And not only that, but biological men are dominating women's sports now because they identify as women.
I think that trans men who give birth are not infringing on women's spaces, because equating these biological functions and like things that people choose to do, equating them with gender and how people have to live their lives, and like it's reductive and it's harmful.
How so?
So I understand your frustrations with trans women entering sports in women's categories, but trans women want to be respected. Stop calling us men, please.
Okay, I agree with that. And if you want me to call you by your correct pronoun, I'm not going to disrespect you. But again, I just want us to all agree that if you're biologically born a male, you will never understand how painful a period is or how painful childbirth is. That's exclusive to women, biological women.
Okay.
Can we agree on that?
I can agree that, I can agree with some of your points. I think that I disagree with some others. I don't think that having more conversation will be really productive.
So the reason why I felt compelled to come out and do this today is because biological men are allowed to compete in women's sports, and they're dominating them in that field. And I do think that it is unfair. a biological man competed against a woman at kickboxing championship and he fractured her skull. What do you think about that? And again, I think that that's what stems from this.
Well, first off, it does not stem from that. That has nothing to do with trans people at all.
But if you're identifying as a woman, then you're allowed to go play in women's sports, and then you're dominating the field in it. And you're taking away, again, from women's exclusive struggles of having periods, giving
Okay,
birth.
listen. No man wants to have a period. No man is sitting there like, oh, I want to have a period because I'm going to take this away from women.
But no man has a period.
Yes, they do. Men have periods because
Biological men don't have periods, though.
some men have vaginas.
Okay, but biological men do not. If you identify that way in your gender, then yes, but biologically, can we agree, if you have a dick, you can't have a period?
If you have a dick, you cannot have a period. However, if you are a man, that just because you have a dick does not make you a man. Just because you have a vagina, it does not make you a woman.
Only women can get periods. Men cannot get periods. Look up transgender men in sports. They are dominating women's sports because they're biologically male. Please just look up transgender women dominating women's sports because they are biologically male. That's what I'm trying to bring light to today with this, and the fact that only a woman can get a period. All right, y'all, so that was the Women's March. We got a lot of really great content. We had some good conversations. I was able to talk to some trans men and some trans women as well about this statement, only women can get periods. And more importantly, we brought to light the fact that transgender women are dominating women's sports. Not a lot of people knew that that was an issue, so I'm glad we were able to talk to some people about that today. Not only that, folks, but me being able to be here is because of you. Thank you for all your support. Go to defendsavannah.com to continue that support. Get me out on the streets, send me to protests like this, and give me 2 awesome security guards who are able to keep me safe and make sure my sign didn't get stolen. Again, this is Savannah Hernandez for Action 7 News. Go to band.video for more exclusive content.